Now, a little bit earlier on, we spoke about the spiritual son of Prophet Uebert Angel and his dilemma, particularly when it comes to how to deal with all the things that are happening very currently, particularly all the ins and outs of relationships between Jay and Prophet Uebert Angel, as it is stated. Now, his issues stretched so far that he has decided to take a major decision in this particular thing. After we spoke about the post that he made a little bit earlier on, right here, where he stated he's tired of the fakering and stuff like that, he then went on to kind of give a hint for Jay, but that's not the subject that I want to talk about. I wanted to talk particularly about this particular part here. Him talking about, he says, I will be taking a few months of ministry because I am tired and fed up with the falsehood which I witnessed. The things that he has seen are enough to last a person a lifetime. He says, my eyes have beheld enough. I'm going to take a little bit of a break here. He says, and on top, I've partitioned that in cover of a spiritual cover. I have participated in the cover up for spiritual fathers. Okay, he's covered up a lot in the name of loyalty. That's not me. That's not in my words. That's in the Mandam's words. The Mandam says, it's been enough. We've done enough. Okay? And he goes on here and he says, in the name of loyalty, he's done all these things. He says, family, in this season, respect my silence because I don't want to talk too much. So help me God. We're praying for you, Mandam. Personally, y'all know my attitude towards people acknowledging truth. I always handle it the same way. It's always the same with me, you know. And I don't understand when people try to corrupt all of us. You need some of us to be right. You need some of us to be truthful. Don't try to corrupt everybody, you know. You need some of us to be in the right way. We can call you out and say, he says, I'm taking time off because I've seen enough. My eyes have seen enough. Now, the content of this particular episode, I wanted to talk about people that think, if I can just get close to that man of God, if I can just get close to so-and-so, if I can just be friends with so-and-so, it'll put me in the right position. He says, no, getting close enough has ruined my vision. It has ruined my eyes for the service of God. Now, somebody might say, no, you know, these charlatans, they'll do this thing. It doesn't mean it. I don't know that. I can't determine what lies in the heart. You know, the thing, you take a man for his word, right? So I'm looking at what he's written down there. And he says, I've seen enough that it would last one a lifetime. I'm getting off ministry so that I can take time off, because in the name of loyalty, I've ruined my own vision. You, who's trying to get close? Right? You, who's trying to be friends over there? Who's trying to, you know, you're trying to change tic-tacs together with woman them. A strong warning is that you might come back there having realized that it has ruined your vision. You who has determined that this is what you need for ministry, this is the direction you need to go. He says, I would advise against that. It ruined in the name of being loyal. I've seen enough. My eyes have seen enough. A word is enough for the wise, they say. Why? Because loyalty doesn't necessarily preach the gospel. Okay? Money that they give you doesn't preach the gospel. I've said that before. I've said it again, and I'll say it again. I'll keep saying it again. Money doesn't preach the gospel. People preach the gospel. Okay? We're not funded here on this channel. We're not funded. It's people. It's the person that sits behind the camera. It's the person that stands behind the pulpit. That's the individual that preaches the gospel. It's not money that they give you that's going to preach the gospel. The problem is you are too hungry. When you become too hungry, you start to prioritize the wrong things. Hunger is dangerous. See, I'm not hungry. So because I'm not hungry, I'm not desperate. But apart from not being hungry, the most important thing is to find rest in God. When you find rest with God, even when you are hungry, your discipline in that hunger, you see, when you're in the position of Lazarus, you are still able to perceive the God in whatever situation and walk through that. The question is, how faithful are you in the tough times? And tough times is those days when you're hungry. If you were hungry, what would be your... Do you sell off? Do you become lawyer and then label the rest of us as haters or whatever name y'all give people nowadays? Touch not. You know the verse is not, you're not quoting it correctly. Touch not my anointed, do my prophets no harm, but you know very well that man them, fake as can be, fake as a $2 bill. Okay? What does it look like to be next to these people? It will corrupt your eye. It's the very same thing that I said when we were talking about Bushiri. I think I can't remember who. When we were talking about Bishop Zondo and the people that are next to him that have been caught up in all kinds of funny scandals. One of them appeared on television very recently. One of the pastors of Bishop Zondo's church. And he said, why do you think you'll be next to that? And it won't affect you. You remember it's the same thing that we spoke about when we spoke about Uebert Spiritual Son, who started Tron Grace, Japhet, whatever. He's prophet. All of them. All of these people that are all prophets, all claiming to you hear God and then you go do that. Something's wrong with you. Something's wrong with you. So that guy, Japhet, and so forth, Japhet went out, started Tron Grace. People lost money like no man's business. He was there angry that people were saying, Chief, we lost our money. Where is our money? He was angry at that. He wasn't angry at that. He wasn't recognizing that, hey, people lost their money. Some people's life savings went. No, he didn't care. He just didn't want people reporting the subject. And the question in that video we asked was, how do you think you'll get next to these people and it don't affect you? Getting next to these people, it will affect you. He says it affected my vision. It has affected my eyes. I've seen enough. My eyes have seen enough. I need a break. For some people, you're still trying to get close to that. My friend, what would happen if you followed the Bible? Just follow God. What would happen if you preach the gospel? Just preach the gospel. Instead of being under some loyalty band and... What is this? This is Backstreet Boys. How are we doing Backstreet Boys here? It's the gospel you're supposed to be preaching. But because you've convinced yourself, getting close will assist you. Little do you know, getting close will ruin you. Srik's Direct Reality Show with daily Christian commentary videos. A word is enough for the wise.